Dire Straits' intricate guitar parts and lackadaisical vocals will forever go down in rock history. Sadly, it looks as if the group's music and live performances will remain firmly in the past. After maintaining a spot as one of the most important rock bands of the 1980s, Dire Straits wrapped up their final world tour in October 1992. Best known for their hits Sultans of Swing and Money for Nothing, their undoing was not like that of many of their peers. Instead of clashing personalities or substance abuse, it was simply exhaustion from the rigorous lifestyle of touring that would lead to their breakup. As bassist John Illsley reflected to The Telegraph, "I sort of knew that things were coming to an end, and I was pretty happy about that because we were exhausted. We were exhausted, mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted." It seems the end was well on its way by 1992, for by the time Dire Straits recorded their final studio album, 1991's On Every Street, Mark Knopfler and Illsley were the only two original members left in the band. Back in 1977, the pair of instrumentalists formed the band that would become Dire Straits, alongside Knopfler's brother, David, and drummer Pick Withers. By 1980, David left to pursue a solo career, and Withers departed in 1982. Speaking with VPR Rocks, Withers cited things like hearing problems, artistic differences, and complicated relationships with some of his bandmates as the reason for his departure.
There are lots of elements that came together to make, I think, I just want to do something else now.
By 1992, the band had seen nearly a dozen musicians come and go, and those who remained were sacrificing their personal lives for the band. As Illsley recalled to The Telegraph, "Most of our marriages were falling apart. We weren't seeing our children very much. It was all wrong, basically. It's the usual things that can happen to people in bands." For Knopfler in particular, the aspects of being a musician that he loved eventually became overshadowed by the business end of being in a massively successful band. As he reflected in the foreword for Illsley's memoir, My Life in Dire Straits. So there's music and there's the music business. Two different things. But mainly for us, it was a huge adventure and a hell of a ride, with all its comedy, absurdity, exhaustion, madness, and sadness. Speaking with BBC, Knopfler struggled to name one positive aspect of the notoriety that comes with being famous. And while he enjoyed the success, he told Classic Rock he saw fame as a, quote, byproduct of the concept, and not exactly a positive one. After Dire Straits, Mark Knopfler went on to have a long solo career. His 10th solo album, One Deep River, is set for release in April 2024. He's also appeared on albums with a wide array of musicians, including George Jones and Weird Al Yankovic. Knopfler also wrote several film soundtracks over the years, including notable movies like The Princess Bride and Kingsman: The Secret Service. Now in his 70s, he admits that he's starting to slow down a bit. He told Classic Rock that between writing songs, recording music, and touring, he's cut back on the latter the most, though he still loves to perform. In the process, he's managed to amass a reported fortune of £75 million, along with 6 Grammys and a slew of other accolades. Illsley, on the other hand, told The Telegraph he liked the band's notoriety, in part because he wasn't under the same spotlight Knopfler was as the frontman and songwriter. While Illsley ultimately put his bass down for a while to pursue visual art, he eventually returned to making music and has released 8 solo records. He also continues to paint and owns a pub and hotel in Lymington, England. As he explained to Guitar World, "Right now I'm just doing things that I enjoy doing. If something comes into my world that speaks to me, I'll do it, like a one-off gig in space." According to Vulture, Illsley and Knopfler remain good friends, but Illsley has yet to convince the guitarist to reunite the band. Even so, the bassist told BBC he's confident they could have another successful tour and maybe even make another record. Sadly, if the many musicians who made up Dire Straits in its various forms reunited, the full lineup would be incomplete. Guitarist Jack Sonny, who joined the band in 1984 and played on the Brothers in Arms album, sadly passed on in August 2023. Since 2013, several former band members, including keyboard player Alan Clark, percussionist Danny Cummings, saxophonist Mel Collins, and guitarist Phil Palmer, formed Dire Straits Legacy. The group performs songs from the Dire Straits discography, though neither Illsley nor Knopfler are involved in this project. Knopfler, it seems, has moved on from Dire Straits completely. He told Classic Rock, "These songs walked away from me long ago. They belong to you now. I feel very privileged to be able to play them for people, but at the same time, you've got to try and protect yourself from being a cabaret thing."